Last week I made a video saying Ja Morant could be MVP this year. And hear me out, he has a case. Look, when he came back to the league this season, made his debut, the Grizzlies were awful. Like, they had barely over a handful of wins this year, and Ja Morant has changed that already. Now on the Grizzlies, he has won them 5 games. It may not sound like a lot, but at this rate, the Grizzlies can make the playoffs. They won 5 of their last 10 games, and that rate will only increase. So the Grizzlies might be able to get to that 45 win game mark that they were predicted to at the beginning of the year by the end of the season. And it's all because Ja Morant. I mean, of course, this is not a good time to make this video because they just lost to the Toronto Raptors, who, by the way, are taking games so seriously. Because ever since they lost to the Pistons Saturday, they're try-harding. Like, it's ridiculous. And Emmanuel quickly has been so good. He's a starter now, which he should have been on the Knicks. I thought he was going to be starting next to Jalen Brunson. I'm surprised the Knicks didn't start him. And the Knicks just made a big mistake letting him go. And then RJ Barrett go too, really, just for OG Anunoby, who has actually been pretty good. He played well in their win tonight against the Bulls. But, yeah, the Raptors, man, they're losing to the Pistons. It's like you have to redeem yourself, and the only way to do that is by destroying, or at least winning the next games. And unfortunately for the Grizzlies, they had to be 2 games after their loss to the Pistons. And of course, the Grizzlies are going to lose to the Raptors because the Raptors are serious right now. But Ja Morant, even in this game, had 28 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. Like, this man is a freak of nature. And of course, everybody knows that by now. He is just unbelievable. His talent, his skill, he's so fun to watch. I see a lot of the comparisons comparing him to prime Derrick Rose, and people are like, oh, of course, because statistically, Ja Morant's going to have better stats, but that doesn't mean he should be MVP because it's easier to score now. It's not just the stats. Literally watching him play. Don't say prime Derrick Rose is better than Ja Morant. Ja Morant is better than that. Ja Morant is better than in MVP level. He's better than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Of course, whose defense is not even that good, even though he leads the league in steals per game, I believe, still. And Ja Morant, while being a trash defender, is one of the best offensive players. He gives so much effort too. Like, it's almost as much as prime Russell Westbrook, and that was also an MVP player. And Ja Morant, to be comparable to 2 MVP players in the past 12 years, I think that says a lot about Ja Morant. That's saying that he should be an MVP candidate. Of course, he missed a big chunk of the year, but assuming he plays the rest of the year and the Grizzlies are a playoff team, why not? Ja Morant, I know for sure, will probably not end up even in the top 10 of MVP voting by the end of the year because everybody has their minds made up at the beginning of the year even. You know, people will say who's going to win it. Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, Luka, Shea. Yeah, all those guys are fine. But who's the top American right now? That's Ja Morant. And Ja Morant, in my opinion, should be an MVP. I'm not saying that the MVP should be an American, even though it's been a while since an American has won it. But Ja Morant is the most valuable player in the league. He could be the face of the league. He already is for the younger generation. There's a lot of kids who are already looking up to him. And that's not just because he gritties and flashes. Yeah, I'm not going to say it because I don't want this video to get taken down. But Ja Morant is just such a good star. He's doing so much for the Grizzlies. He is the life of this team. It's kind of like when Cade Cunningham got injured last year for the Pistons. The Pistons went from bad to the worst team in the league when Cade got hurt last year. And even this year, you know, Cade Cunningham has been the heart of the Pistons just as Ja Morant has been the heart for the Grizzlies. Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson are great, but they're not good enough for this team to be good. And with Ja Morant coming back, they've gone 500. Ja Morant has been that guy. And this team still doesn't really play that good, but individual performance-wise, Ja Morant and just the team on the court, or the team when Ja Morant is on the court, is so much better. Like, their offensive rating is so much higher because Ja Morant is that crucial. And of course, his offensive rating is going to be higher when the star player is playing for almost every single team because they don't have that many scores. the dependence on Ja Morant is unreal, because who else on this team can even shoot as good as Ja Morant? Ja Morant is by no means a good shooter, but the rest of the team is just really that bad. Like, there's no spacing on this team whatsoever. Even though they're trying to have Jaren Jackson Jr. shoot these, he's been even better with Ja Morant playing now as shooting. And Ja Morant, he's just so good at scoring inside, where Jaren Jackson Jr. has been terrible at this year. Like, his efficiency inside has been way worse, way below average compared to, among centers. Nobody else makes as big of an impact on this team as Ja Morant. So if the Grizzlies make the playoffs, Ja Morant better be getting votes for MVP, and he should win MVP. That's the bottom line. Thank you for watching. See you next week.